Everyone thinks that Arsenal got so much more experience because they finished close to Man City over the last few years. Liverpool got players in the team who've actually got over the line and won Premier Leagues. They know how to do it. I think it's not impossible. Of course it's not. And I hope it is going to be a tight race right to the end. But I just don't see Arsenal winning between now and the end of the season and not dropping any more points. I think it's going to be very difficult for Liverpool to lose 4 or 5 games now.
It is going to be tough. It's going to be tough, especially like Tim said about who you can get in this window. Who's going to, if Arsenal do have the money, if they've got it or not, who's going to let go of the players that Arsenal will need? And we're talking about top end to try and finish this race off. I just feel that when you look at the team, you look at that defence today. You know, you've got Thomas Partey, unfortunately. You know, you have to say that he's a bit at fault for the goal. He's not a right-back. He shouldn't be playing there himself. He's a midfielder. You've got a youngster in Miles Lewis-Skelly playing there. Plays very, very well. You know,
played well
again. And you've got Jura Timber, you know what I mean, another right-back playing there. So you could see where Arsenal, the team, need help. I think that you go back to the summer, Steve, and that window is a window that they would probably look at with Moreno, with all due respect to him, not knocking him, and Calafiori. Is it a window where you're looking at and saying, has that helped us up to this point? And you have to think to yourself, it's not done as much as we needed it to do.
And we double-checked earlier on, the net spend for Arsenal in the summer was only £21 million.
21, yeah. So you look at that and you think that, you know, the people upstairs need to do something. You know what I mean? I think I will back this manager to the end. You know what I mean? He's continually progressed us as the years have gone by. People saying he can't get over the line. He can't get over the line with the way it's going with this crop of players. He needs more help. He needs the ball to help him.
Win earlier on. And it looked so good at 2-0, didn't it, when Havertz got his goal? Yeah,
it did. And to be honest, the way they were playing, it was comfortable. But you always know that in the back of your mind, you do feel that Villa and the way they're playing, especially with that mid-block, and the pace they've got up front, then they're going to have a chance of scoring. So, you know, it was up to us to be a little bit more calm about the way we were doing, bring them onto us a little bit more, try and break through. But it didn't happen. Villa are a quality side in that respect. You have to see them off, Steve. Try and break through. But it didn't happen. Villa are a quality side in that respect. You have to see them off, Steve. You have to see them off.
But when Kai Havertz got this goal, the whole stadium was up. Everyone seemed a little bit more settled.
Yeah.
However, in fact, the year they were chasing for the title, they had a problem with 2-0, didn't they? And that's ultimately what cost them.
Yeah, it did. And you know what as well, Steve? Once the goal, brilliant. You know, it's a great play from Trossard, who was brilliant. Oh, I thought he was fantastic today. Brilliant cross. And then Kai, you get in there, you get in front of the defender, you get it on target. That's what he's done brilliantly here. But, like, I love what Trossard's doing here on the outside, not waiting for anyone. You notice Miles Lewis-Skelly doesn't try and get round him. He's just left him on his own to have a go at him, and then brilliant from Kai to get in front of him. And at that point, you're thinking to yourself, brilliant, now we could stay calm, no panic, let's keep the ball, move it around, let Villa have to come out, and then if we could pick them off, then you pick them off. But again, you know, it didn't happen like that.
No, and the issue was, Tim, that they let 2-0 for less than 5 minutes. It was an instant response from Villa.
Absolutely, that's key. You know, you try and manage the game, just get in possession. You ain't got to score again, you're 2-0 up. Just try and take the heat out of it. But, you know, that's a wonderful ball from Digne, and Tielemans comes in and a diving header. We think it's possibly Moreno comes in and gets his toe on it, and whether it hits Tielemans' head after that, but it's a good, brave diving header. But it's all about the cross. Great delivery. Defending's not good enough. It's not good enough. You have to just be solid. You know, it's all right in hindsight. You say, oh, if Saliba was there, would have made a difference. We can ask all them questions. In fact, he wasn't there, so they have to cope. Other teams have to cope when they're losing big players. Arsenal have to find a way of coping. All teams do. If you want to win the Premier League, you can't worry about what you haven't got. You've got to worry about what you've got and making the best of it and trying to get maximum points. And that was the key moment. They struck back too early. If they would have killed the game for 10, 15 minutes, it didn't happen. And it felt like, well, I mean, we said it we was watching the game. We felt if they score Villa, it could be very difficult for Arsenal.
The more you watch it and you think to yourself, can we keep the ball? Can we play? Even when Villa, when they were in that position to get the ball out to Digne, you just felt like we were a little bit off it. And for Tielemans to be able to run off of Moreno and get on the inside of him like that was, again, it's not good enough. That's poor defending. Should never let him get that side. If he gets in front of you, you could see him, you can maybe go and block him, you can stop him. But for him to get on the inside of him there, to the point where he's now stretching, you know, it's poor defending. Brilliant from Tielemans' point of view, getting in there, causing the problem. But if you watch that from outside the box, it should have been dealt with ages ago, that run, and it wasn't. And you get punished. You get punished. Villa weren't great today, but in certain aspects of the game, they were absolutely brilliant.
You said to me many times, better to be a lucky manager than a good one. Unai Emery was about to take Ollie Watkins off. John Duran had his tracksuit top off. The number was prepared. The piece of paper was into the fourth official, and then this happened.
And then this happens, I mean, right, he would never have been in this position because they never ever brought him off. But Ollie was coming off. Wonderful cross to the back post, but it's poor defending. I cannot tell you how bad this is from Thomas Partey here. He has him there. He's got him in a good position. Now he hasn't. He steps up. The rest of the defence drop. He needs to drop with the line. Just manage it. Head the ball. And Ollie just keeps his eye on it. And he cannot believe that misses Kai Havertz's head, and he just gets a volley on it. He's so close. Raya has no chance, goes above his head. You know, as you said, it's Unai Emery has won for him there. He got lucky on that one because who's to say John Duran wouldn't have done that anyway. Ollie Watkins will score goals. If you leave him on the pitch, he will score like Duran does when he comes off the bench.
I do feel for Thomas Partey there, though. You know, he's a right back. He's playing right back. He's a midfield player. You know, again, it comes down to the squad and the thinness of the squad. And he's been put in a position where I think Trossard, can he get closer to that cross? You could see the poor movement from Thomas Partey. He's not used to that movement. Once he's come back in, there's no way he should be leaving him to go off the back of his shoulder like that. He's got to stay with him. He cannot have that much time and space. And again, I thought that Arsenal were very dominant with the ball and played very well. Villa had their moments. And there are two moments there what cost us, really cost us, because they punished us. They were ruthless with them.
They're chasing one team, which is Liverpool. And I put myself, and I look at them two goals there, Marino for the first one, Thomas Partey for the second one. And I look at how Liverpool would have dealt with that. And all I see is Gravenberch. Gravenberch does the ugly side of the game. He's responsible. He sees it. He defends. He helps out his defenders. I think these Arsenal players play for themselves too much to say, well, that's my job. I'm a midfield player. I feel for Thomas because he's not a right back. They're asking him to do a job because it needs must at the moment because of the injury problems they have. But you need to be diligent. You need to do your job. You need to be responsible for your team. Unfortunately, the two central midfield players, one playing right back today in Thomas Partey, have cost them today because they haven't been willing to put their bodies on the line and do their jobs properly. They're just intent of just waiting to get the ball forward and then they want to join in. We can all want to join in and play and go forward and create chances and score goals. Sometimes you have to put tackles in. You have to get your goal side. You have to head the ball out of the box. They're not doing that well enough. Whereas Gravenberch for Liverpool is doing all that and more.
OK, let's hear from the man who did punish Arsenal with that second goal. Killer goal in the end, Ollie Watkins.
Ollie, what a fight back. Just how satisfied can you be with that point today?
Yeah, I think really satisfied, you know, going 2-0 down and then bringing it back and then pushing on, looking like we could get a third. I think, you know, it's massive to go 2-0 down at the Emirates is tough to come back from behind. And obviously we did that. We rescued a point. So, yeah, it's positive.
You were about to come off and then you scored.
Oh, really? I didn't realise.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't realise that. To be fair, I was disappointed that I did come off. Obviously, I want to play as many minutes as possible. I felt like I was having a good game. So, yeah, it was, obviously the manager's decision, do whatever I can to help the team. But obviously, I want to play as many minutes as possible.
What a finish. Talk me through it.
To be fair, I was in two minds, kind of. I didn't know whether to take a touch and then finish or hit it first time.